sound.
Reddit's scariest
Surgery
stories.
must be done immediately. Dr. Harris said, I've never seen anything like this. It seems as if the tumors have encapsulated his testicles. I whimpered in the chair. A hand rested on my shoulder to console me. It didn't help. Please, I said, save my son. Nothing could be done that day because of complications due to the coronavirus. I was lucky enough to even have gotten an appointment for the ultrasound that day, so I counted my blessings and stayed patient. At this point, my son was almost completely in the dark about the whole thing, or so I thought. We were driving home from the hospital. He was sitting in his booster seat when he asked, Mama? I looked at his reflection in the mirror. Yes? When we die, do we go to heaven like Grandma says? I was speechless. What was I supposed to say? And how did the idea of death get on his mind? Did the doctor say something to him? Was it just a coincidence? Or was there some kind of primal intuitiveness that made him aware of how severe his illness was? A single tear slipped down my cheek. I don't know, baby. He lay there on the operating table, unconscious. The surgeon and his helpers were shuffling about, preparing for the incision of the cancerous bulbs hanging between my son's legs. Before my son was put under, he cried and made it clear that he wanted me in the room while the surgery was performed. I want you with me, he'd said. To me it sounded as if he hadn't finished the sentence, as if he was trying to say, I want you with me in case I die. I stood in the corner of the cold operation room wearing a medical apron, rubber gloves, face mask, and a pair of goggles. I was looking at my feet, waiting for the inevitable. Would he be a freak to his peers? An outcast to society? Would he ever find someone to love him? Not as a mother, but as a lover. These strange, unwanted thoughts floated in my mind like a rocket on a predetermined trajectory through the star systems of the cosmos. They told me not to watch if I didn't want to. I wasn't, but once I heard the scalpel cut through flesh, there was this sound. A wriggling sound. A sloppy, greasy, writhing sound. The bodies of the medical professionals surrounded my son so I was unable to see him. I stood on my toes but I still wasn't tall enough to see. Oh my God, a nurse said. What the surgeon said through his covered face. Wet slapping sounds came. Something was dropping on the room's floor. Blood? The doctor and nurses stood back. One nurse yipped and dropped a stainless steel tool she had been holding. She ran out of the room, the doors swinging behind her. The sound of wet drips still came. I looked at the surgeon's feet. Something was wiggling on the floor. Snakes? No, too small for that. Centipede? No, they didn't have legs. As the surgeon and the remaining nurse moved away from the table, I was able to see everything. Everything. Cracked open like eggs. Honey, breakfast is ready. Coming, Mom.